So I saw this really ignorant video about the LGBTQIA plus community, and I thought I'd react to it. So let's check it out.
Alright, bruv, do you know what I don't get about LGBTQ, yeah?
Q.
So it's like, so there's L, which is lesbian, which is gay. The G is gay. B, bisexual. Gay.
Bisexual.
If you tell me you're bisexual, yeah, I already know you like girls. So what you're telling me is you like guys. So you're gay, alright? So gay.
Yeah, you got
So I'm saying that's three that are in G. Yeah, so the LGB should just be G. So it'll be G. All them G's will compress into one G. Let me tell you why trans is gay as well. Let's say you're a male that transitions to a female, yeah? So are you a female that's a lesbian? Like, do you still like girls? Or do you like men now? Either way, you're gay. Because as a man, now you've changed. You're either gay as a man or gay as a female. Either way, you're gay. You could be a trans male that becomes a female, but she likes women. But you're a woman, so you're a gay woman now. So that's gay. So the first four letters of LGBT is just gay. Then Q is queer,
Right,
which
yeah.
is gay. So the whole thing's gay, blood.
Yeah, anyway,
all right,
big up the
that's
lesbians
it.
inside though.
Alright, bro, do you know what I don't get about?
Like I said, big up the lesbians. It's funny. So just pure ignorance and stupidity. But I understand what he's saying. But his perspective is very much from the outside looking in, and not the inside looking out. And that's what I want to discuss: the ignorance and the dehumanization of other people's experiences. The irony to me is that somebody like him would want to be identified in what he believes that he is, right? He believes that, or in not even just what he believes he is, what he has been raised into, right? Traditionally, right? He's a man, so he would identify as a man and want that male experience to be validated. I don't know what country he's from. Like he's from the UK, but I don't know what his heritage is. But he would want to identify with that heritage that he was brought up in. But for some reason, humans in general have this way of dehumanizing other people's experiences, especially those that they have no proximity to. And so that's kind of like my issue with this video, is that it's comedic what he's saying in a way, but it's really ignorant. And let's break that down. You know, we look at Africa, for example, is when people call all Africans one or call Africans a country, there's a lot of outrage because it's not. In fact, Africans are so ethnically, biologically diverse. There's more biological diversity within Africans than there is with an African and a European, right? So that's how distinct we are from each other. But yet each African wants their heritage to be identified, and that's why we have really big issues with tribalism and all those things. So you can't tell in Nigeria, you can't tell a Yoruba man and a Hausa man that they are the same. They don't speak the same language, not even close to the same language. They don't have the same lifestyle or culture or anything, and they are not unified in that sense. And then you have other situations like, telling someone from South Africa that they're like a Senegalese person or they're the same. You're all black, you're all African, so you're all the same. And it's really disrespectful, right? So it's so interesting to me that these minorities, because he clearly is a minority, when it has to do with them, they want to be identified and they want to be their experience to be validated. But then things that they are removed from, they turn around and they say, and they dehumanize those other groups, which is just interesting. And you get it a lot from men, minority men, which is interesting too. So it's really problematic to me. And I think the main point that I want to drive home is that when it comes to the LGBTQIA plus community, the unity is not in the experience, or let me be specific with what I said, because I actually made a really big analysis. I said, as they say, the more specific you are, the more universal you become. In LGBT, the unity is not in the self-identity and language, because that would create confusion, right? It's not about that, but it's but the unity is in the community and understanding of people's different experiences and people's differences. So let me repeat that again. As they say, the more specific you are, the more universal you become. In LGBTQIA+, the unity is not in self-identity or language, because that would only create confusion. The unity is in the community and understanding each other's differences. So the issue with calling everybody in the LGBTQ the same is very problematic, because just as like, if you said, okay, let's take the LGB, right? Lesbian, gay, bisexual. So he's saying it's all gay. Now, men and women are all mankind. Now, what if we didn't have a word for women and we just chose the word for man to describe all of mankind? Because sometimes we do say that. We say man, right? And that describes all of humans. And we ignored the idea of that there's an idea of a woman. How then do we discover womanhood or identify what womanhood is? Why are there, like, labels are created for a reason. Labels are created to streamline and understand the differences in societies. Without labels, we would not have language. Without labels, we would not have science. Without labels, we would not have the technologies that we have. Every piece of this computer that I'm looking at has a different piece to it. The wires, there are different types of wires. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a very technical person. There are different types of wires. There are different types of things. And you can't just say, oh, it's all a wire, it's all the same, because no, they don't have the same function. Now, it's so interesting because so let's say we called all men mankind, and then someone says, I'm throwing a party for man. All men are invited. How will men be able to identify if this is going to be an all male party or an all female party? And if this is, or either way, or how will men find women that they're looking for? So the reason why it's so important to differentiate gays, lesbians, bisexuals is because, first of all, they're all different experiences. A woman's experience is different from a man's experience in the world that we live in. Lesbians and gay people are literally looking for the opposite of each other. So a lesbian is not going to go to a party that just says, oh, it's a gay party. Okay, well, is it good? Are other lesbians going to be there? A gay man is not looking for lesbians at a party. They're trying to get away from women, right? Women are trying to get away from men. So why would they want to go to the same parties and they say it's all gay? And then the bisexual, that's somewhere in the middle. So that's the issue with saying lesbian, gay, bisexual, just call it all gay. That's the problem. Because how do you then identify each other? Then the second one is when it comes to the trans community. We have a lot of people in the LGB that don't want anything to do with the TQIA+. So if there are these people that have no interest, like they don't want anything to do with them because they don't feel because at the end of the day, sexual orientation and gender identity is completely different things. Sexual orientation has to do with who you're romantically or sexually attracted to. Gender identity has to do with how you identify as a human being. Do you think you're a man or you're a woman, etc.? Or, about non-binary, all those other things. So it's not all gay, because gay has nothing. Gay specifically addresses sexual orientation. And then when you come to gender expression, gender identity, it's a completely different thing. And again, there are disputes. People are saying, a lot of people in the LGB don't want anything to do with the TQIA+, because they don't even have the same type of experience at all. Then you have queer. Queer is just a general term. It's an umbrella term for everybody in the whole LGBTQIA+ community. And then you have so many different expressions in this. Like there's pansexual, there's asexual, I think intersex and asexual are the same thing. There's so many other things and new things that are becoming that at the end of the day, they're all different experiences that are, the labels are used for people to be able to find each other, but also for people to be able to communicate their unique experiences to help other people navigate those things. So that's from the inside looking out, is the perspective of why you can't make it all the same, but there's an invalidation when you can't relate with those experiences. That's just how humans are, which is very interesting. But I thought all in all, it was a very problematic thing that he said. The fact that it was even and this is kind of the rhetoric and the, ignorance around the LGBTQIA+ community. But those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about it. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all of the above. My name is Kenemo. You're watching The Kenemo Show. Like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. A peace.